Hey guys, it's Alyssa from AlyssaNalani.com. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be walking you through a planner that is very near and dear to my heart. It is the Reading Life Planner that I came out with last year. In 2018, I released the version for 2019, and then in the summer, it was in the summer, I came out with an undated version, and so this is what this is here. Now, when I came out with the undated version, I didn't really talk about it. I never did a video on it, and as I am now prepping for, a 2020 reading year, I thought this would be the perfect time to kind of show you what I'm using, how I've set this up, what it's all about, and if it's something you're interested in, you can get your copy in my shop. Now, just to start out with, in case you're wondering, I did a video, bullet journaling in discs. I can't remember the title. I'll link it below. But bullet journal setup in discs, and I used this cover. This is a Martha Stewart notebook system, as you can see there, and you can get them at Staples. And I really, really love this system. They're my favorite discs. I have 3 other ones in the full size, the 8.5 by 11 size, and I love them. And what I have discovered about discs for me is that when I'm using discs to function more like a notebook, that works for me. But if I try to use discs as more of a planner, it doesn't work as well for me. And I don't know what it is about discs, if it's the clunkiness, because it does have, some body to it, or if it's the fact that the pages are removable. I don't know. But they work better for a notebook than they do as a planner. And so the bullet journaling in discs didn't quite work out as well for me as I hoped it would. So I'm repurposing this cover for my Reading Life planner. Also here in the pockets, as you can see, it has this secretarial pocket, and then it has these slots here you can put cards in. I just have this bookmark and this sticker that I got when Anne Bogle's book, I'd Rather Be Reading, came out. If you pre-ordered the book, she sent you these awesome extras. So I have this bookmark, this postcard, and then this sticker, and then she also sent autographed nameplates, which was pretty cool. And so I just keep these tucked in. I have not chosen books yet to put these in. You know what? I should probably just put them in her books. She has 2 of them right now, and I could just put them in there. I didn't even think about that. Anyway, so yeah, I could do that. Anyway, back to the show, back to the notebook. I have this piece of vellum here that was in my original bullet journal setup. And then this pocket also comes with the notebook when you purchase it, along with lined paper, which is not in here now because I have my planner pages. Now the dividers are separate, so you have to buy these separately, but I do love the rainbow color. It's very, very nice. And it's the perfect amount of dividers for the way that I have set up my journal. So if you decide you want to use this planner, obviously you can set it up in a totally different manner, which is one of the things that is important for me. When I made the Reading Life Planner, I wanted it to be as customizable as possible for your preferences and your reading needs. So I'm going to go through it, show you how I've set it up, but do know that you can configure it any way you want. So at the beginning, I have this title page. Organize your reading life and nourish your bookish heart is the tagline that I've assigned to the planner. And then this quote page here at the front by C.S. Lewis, we read to know we are not alone, and then the nameplate. Now, I get questions, y'all. Whew. Words today. I get questions about paper fairly often. People ask me what I print on, and that's usually in reference to what I print pictures on. So for instance, I'm going to sidetrack here for just a second. For instance, this is my Stalogy. I printed out this collection of fall photos that I got off Pinterest. These are not mine, just, they're not mine to like give out or anything. They're just, I got them offline. And people ask, like, what kind of paper do I print on? And I always print photos of that nature on 32-pound paper. Same for planner inserts. I love 32-pound paper. It's smooth. It's it's got some more, it's got thickness. Obviously, it's a heavier weight. It's a bit thicker. It's nice to write on. It's wonderful paper. However, I can't always get it just off the shelf necessarily. So my backup is 28-pound paper. This is 28-pound paper because I needed to, just get this all printed so that I could do the video. So 28-pound paper is my backup. It's not quite as rich, but it also works well when you're printing. I don't recommend using anything of a lesser quality than 28-pound because when you're printing inserts, for me, it's not as good. It really just isn't. And I'll leave it at that. So 28-pound paper, as the lowest quality, or not lowest weight, but 32-pound paper is the best, in my opinion. And the reason why I said that is because this is 32-pound, this is 28-pound, and I could see the difference and feel the difference. So I just wanted to point that out in case that's a question for you. So you write your name here on this nameplate page, and then the first thing you do is you have this reader profile, okay? And this is where you can just fill in information about yourself. Everything from, if you use Goodreads, you can write your Goodreads name in there, your blog and social media handle if it's different, the library you go to, your preferred method of reading, your preferred type of book, fiction or non, your favorite booksellers, your favorite book apps, your favorite podcasts, your favorite book blogs, any favorite series that you've read, favorite authors, subjects, genres, your top 10 current favorite books, because y'all know it's really hard to pick a favorite sometimes. So what is currently your top 10 list? And then favorite book characters. Okay, and that makes up your profile. In the next section, I have what I call, this is just left over from my last setup, this little card, I call the Reading Life Assessment. So you use this page to look at your past year of reading as you prep for the future year of reading. So this is where I would look at 2019 and write down how many books I read, the number of reading challenges I participated in, what you did not read enough of, in your opinion, what you read too much of, in your opinion, any new authors you discovered, what you want more of in the future, subjects you read about, and genres that you read. Okay, so that's just a little assessment to kind of give you a snapshot of what your reading life was for the year, and then you get to go into making your reading life plans. So your reading life goals for the year, your reading challenges, if you participate in challenges. If you don't, you could always scratch that out and write something else in. Authors that you want to check out in the new year, genres you want to focus on, subjects you want to explore, the number of books you want to read. So for me, my number is always 50. And this year, if I make it, will be the first time that I make it, because that's a lot of books. The amount of time you want to read in a day, podcasts you want to listen to, apps you want to use, the top 10 books that you must read this year. If you don't do anything else, you want to have read these books, what you want to read more of, what you want to read less of, and then something that you're going to do more of, anything. You can put anything in there. So those are your plans for your reading life. And next we get into some lists and worksheets. And this is really fun, at least for me. I get super nerdy about this. So in the reading world, especially, on blogs and on YouTube, there are reading challenges. And so I highly encourage you, if you've never done it, just start searching 2020 reading challenges, 2020 book challenges. They are out there. Every year, the list is formed, so to speak, online. So find the reading challenges for the year and see what you might want to engage in. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. So on this worksheet, you get to write the name of the challenge, who is hosting it, where it's held, what website or blog, how long the challenge goes for, any rules and details. And on the other side, you can write any hashtags that are associated with the challenge, any social media information, the goals of the challenge, and then any further notes. And you can configure this, like I said, you can configure this any way you want. So you can have it so that, let's see how would this work? Okay. So that's a 2-page spread like this. Okay. So here and then here, or you can do back to back like I did. Okay. So it just depends on how you punch the paper. and which direction you want them all to go. So those are the reading challenges. And then here we get into lists. We all have TBR lists. I'm speaking to book people out there. This is kind of a way to organize your TBR if you want to. So I have fiction TBR. I have a few pages of that. Nonfiction TBR. And this can be your overall TBR. This does not have to be just for 1 year. This can be your overall TBR. So if you do this every year, you can just carry these pages into the next one if you do a setup for like 2021 or whatever. So this is your overall TBR. You can always add to it. This isn't necessarily just for the year if you don't want it to be. So nonfiction TBR, and then this is just a piece of acetate that I had. A reading list. This is meant for the year, okay? So you can take your nonfiction and fiction TBR and then pick titles and then put them into your reading list for the year. Wish list, so any books that you want to get. Book releases for the year, so you can write the title of it and the date. Any series that you want to read. Book recommendations. And then these I love. I'm a seasonal reader. Some books just lend themselves really well to certain seasons. So you can keep track of what you want to read in the winter, the spring, the summer, and then the fall. And then I have a list where you can write down books that you will not finish. So depending on the read, sometimes it's just not for you, right? And while you may ditch a book because it wasn't for you, you may want to keep track of what was not for you. So if you're in a conversation with somebody or you're in book club or whatever, you can look at your list and be like, oh yeah, I remember that book. It was not for me. And so you can write the title and you can write down the reason you did not finish it, okay? So that's a list that you might be interested in. And then while a book may not be clicking in your brain right now, you may say, it's not for me right now, but I'll try to pick it up later. So you can shelf that book, right? Whether you're literally putting it on your shelf or you're returning it back to the library or whatever. And so you can write the title of the book, the date you started it, and then the date you shelved it. And so you have record of books that maybe weren't for you in the season you were in, but you can pick it up later. And then you have a list where you can write down the books you completed in the year, date started, and then date finished. That's a double-sided one that I did. And then books that were favorites of yours for the year, and you can write the title and author. And those are all the lists that I have. Then we get into the months, okay? And you can, again, configure this however you want. I have all of the months together currently. Or you can do a section per month, right? You can do monthly sections if you want to. So each month has a title page with a little bookish quote on the front. And then it has a kind of month at a glance type deal here where you can write the books you want to read in the month, the books you might want to buy in the month, any book recommendations you get that month, books you want to add to your TBR. So these are things like if you get this information throughout the month, you can jot it down right here. Okay, and keep it all together in the month and not have to go look for, other places. Reading challenges that you're participating in, and then any notes you might want to write down. And then I have that back to back with the month on 2-page spread. And as you can see, it's undated, so you can start it anytime and write down any information. The reason why I made a month on 2 pages in this kind of planner, which is really more like a notebook, but the reason why I added a month on 2 pages is I like to keep track of when I start and end books, okay? I also, and it's nice to have the visual, I also like to, if I'm engaged in a reading challenge or reading challenges, it's nice to put the dates on the calendar. Like this is gonna start, or if you're in book club or anything that is book related that has dates to it, you can keep track of on your month on 2-page spread. Okay, then we go into what I have for weeks and days. So I have a weekly notes page where you can write the week at the top, and then you can write down notes throughout the week. And this can be anything, okay? This can be a quote that you might want to jot down every day. It could be any book projects you're working on. It could be anything. I just wanted to have some type of spread for the, for the week. And then for the daily page, I did this, and I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but it is a grid, but let's see, where am I? Okay, here we go. At the top here, you have a little space where you can write the date in, and then there are 3 of them per page. So if you just want to jot down notes as you're reading, you can just date it, jot down some notes of what you're reading, and then the next day date it, jot down some notes, or you can date it at the top. It's faint enough that if you wanted to write over that or just skip it, write around it, you can, and it could be like a full day on a page, or it could be 2 days or 3 days on a page, okay? For any note taking you might want to do while you're reading. And so so you can print, you would have essentially 4 of these in a month, and then as many of these as you want in a month. Okay, and so that would be the bulk, meat of the planner. And then you have the rest of the months. I didn't print out, days and weeks for every month. So then you have all the rest of the months, and then each one, again, it has the name of the month, and then a little quote, some month at a glance information, and then the undated month. And then you can do whatever you want throughout your weeks and days. You can even just put plain paper in there. If you just want some plain notebook paper or some plain grid paper or something, you could put that in there in your month, in your months, and then you can take notes that way if you want. Okay, next we have the book review pages, and I love these pages. They're my favorite because you can get a bunch of information about a book on one page, and it's great for record keeping. So there are some things that you can check off, some things that you can circle, and then some things that you can write in. So you would check off whether it was fiction or non. You would write in when you started it and when you finished it, and then you would check off whether it was hardcover, paperback, audiobook, or ebook. Then you would write in the book title, the author, the publisher, the genre, the number of pages or the number of hours if you listen to it. And if you listen to it, you would write down the name of the audiobook narrator if that's information that you care about. If it was a series, then you would write down, if the book was in a series, you would write down the name of the series and then the book number. So whether it's the 3rd book or, the 2nd or whatever. How you discovered the book, where you got the book, where you read the book, and then if you read it for a book club, a book challenge, or a book event. And then if there are any other books by the same author that you would like to read, you can jot those down in there as well. And then at the bottom, you have a list of things to rate. 1 being, of course, bad or terrible, and then 10 being fantastic. So character development, plot development, the argument development, the quality of the writing, well-paced, thought-provoking, entertaining, and enjoyable. And so obviously some of the things, if it doesn't apply, like, if it was a nonfiction book, then character development might not apply. So you just circle not applicable. And then you can give it an overall grade by filling in the stars at the bottom. And so I have several of these printed out. And then at the back of this section, there's another way that you can review books. So let's say that this is a lot of information and you don't necessarily want to do that for every book you read, but you do still want to keep record of some information. So you would write down on this page, you can write down the title, the author, the dates that you read it, and then any short notes. And then you can fit 3 books on one page if you just want to jot down quick notes about the books you're reading. So those are review pages that you can do. And then I have a set of 24? I can't remember how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 24 prompts, 24 journaling prompts that are bookish in nature, and you can fill them in whenever you want. So this is just for fun, some fun questions that are related to reading that you can journal your thoughts on whenever you want. You can keep that all in one section. You can put them throughout your books or your months if you want to. It's 2 per month. If you want to do it that way, however you want to organize those. But I just put all mine in one place. And then this is also these are also papers that you can put in wherever you want. Thoughts, quotes, and notes. bookish notes, favorite quotes, and then one that does not have a title that you can title yourself. It just has the lines. And then these are also pages that you can put wherever. You can keep track of the books that are loaned to you. So you write the title of the book, the author, who you're loaning it from, or who you're loaning it from. That doesn't sound right to me. Who you're borrowing it from. There you go. I knew that didn't sound right. Who you're borrowing it from, the date that you're borrowing it from them, and then any note that you need to make there. And then you can also keep track of the books that you're lending out, okay? So same information, title, author, to whom you're lending it, the dates, and then any note there. And then you can also keep track of your library loans. And that is it. So there are a lot of pages that you can play around with. You can set it up, again, however you want. If I use this notebook to its capacity like I should, I'm going to need a bigger set of rings for this, and I believe they do have them. So I'm going to need to expand it a bit to keep those week pages and day pages if I'm really, and book review pages if I'm really keeping track, especially if I'm trying to read 50 books. So we'll see. We shall see. But that is the walkthrough of the pages that are available in this planner. Like I said, it is available in my shop. You can get the half letter size like I have here, or if you need more space and you like a bit more real estate on a page, you can get a full size, and you could put it in a cover like this. This is the full size Martha Stewart notebook. I'm actually housing something else in here that I'm going to be doing a video on, so stay tuned for that. But half size, full size, plenty of room to take notes. You can customize it however you want. You can make dividers. You can. This is a place where you can do everything that your bookish heart wants. Your bookish crafty heart. So if you want to print pictures of books and slap those in there, if you want to make fun like dividers and stuff, you want to put quotes everywhere. I mean, you can decorate the heck out of it, or you can keep it minimalistic, the way that it's the way it is, the way the pages are. You can keep it that way if you want to highlight things and color code things. I mean, the choices are endless. So have a lot of fun with it. I should probably keep it open so you can see it, but have a lot of fun with it. If you end up buying one and using it, please take pictures and share them on social media and use the hashtag RLP for Reading Life Planner or the Reading Life Planner, something like that. And yeah, share with me how you're using it. I would love, love, love to see it. And if you do videos and you set it up, I would love to see a video as well, if that's something that you do. Because this is something that I really put my heart into, and I didn't use it well this year, but I have high hopes for 2020. And so, yeah, so it's something that's very special to me, and I hope that it is a resource for you. If you have any questions or comments, you know where to leave them. I will link as many things as I can in the description box. And yeah, as I start using this, I will be sharing more, in the pages next year. So thanks so much for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. And the link to my shop is down below as well if you want to get your copy. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the day, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.